Welcome again, everybody, to Backstage at BYU-Idaho. If you've ever wondered about how BYU-Idaho keeps up with the hiring of all the new online instructors, this is the episode for you, because we have Nathan Routson from Online Recruiting and Scheduling here to talk about that whole process.
I'm Nathan Routson, and I'm the Recruiting and Scheduling Coordinator here at BYU-Idaho.
Give us a general overview of what online recruiting and scheduling is, how many people are employed, the division of labor, day in the life kind of thing.
So the online scheduling and recruiting, so really what it goes from all the way from forecasting the sections for all of our online and pathway courses, and then that feeds into the scheduling of all the sections and all the instructors, the contracting, and then all of the hiring also, and onboarding of all of the instructors that teach for BYU-Idaho, online and pathway.
Help us understand the instructor contracting process each semester.
Yep. So really it all starts from the forecast. So our forecast feeds into how many sections that we have each semester. And let's say for a given course, we have 20 sections. What we try to do is leave room so that if we forecast a little bit too high, we'll be all right, but also leave enough room so that if we forecast it too low, that we can flex up to 20, maybe 24, 25 more sections. And the reason that we do that is because we have surprises every semester. Because really we have two priorities. The first is finding a seat for every student that wants to take a course, and that's really our main priority. Our second priority is making sure that we have our instructors teaching every semester. It's a balancing act really between the two, but the main priority is to get a seat for every student that wants one, and so that's why we schedule the way we do. And when we send out the initial wave, what we call wave of contracts, we contract a very conservative amount of sections.
What are some of the pain points surrounding the areas of your stewardship?
One of the real pain points is finding sufficient instructors for some of our really hard to fill courses. I think that's probably our biggest pain point right now is finding sufficient instructors. And it isn't that we're not able to find them. We're able to find them, but we're growing so fast that to be able to meet that demand, we have to find instructors faster. And with 1,200 instructors and a little over, I think we're somewhere around 250 courses, just the volume every semester of getting them as sections built, instructors contracted. It's a lot of balls to keep in the air and to make sure that it happens and try to make it happen as seamlessly as possible.
What keeps you up at night about recruiting and scheduling for online courses?
What keeps me up at night really are those courses that it's harder to find instructors for. We're fortunate enough to have great instructors, so that really doesn't keep me up at night worrying about what kind of instructors that we have in our courses. We really do have great instructors, and we've been blessed that way. But it's being able to find new ways and better ways to find instructors for those hard to fill courses. I think also being able to meet the demand of those students. What I don't want to have happen is that we're in registration and we find out that we've filled a course and we don't have an instructor to be able to add another section, or we've had instructor that's had to cancel and we're not able to meet the needs of students. We don't like our instructors to quote unquote sit the bench, but it happens sometimes. We try to get them at least one section. Occasionally a second section is possible, but we always tell instructors always plan on one, and then the second is icing on the cake if it happens.
And so what message, this podcast goes out to all the online instructors we have, what message would you like to communicate to the online instructors?
Well, I think one of the pieces of advice I would give is don't take it personally if you don't get a contract right away. The majority of our instructors don't get contracted right away, and it really is built that way so that we don't over-contract and over-promise instructors. Send a whole bunch of contracts out right at the very beginning, and then, oops, we've over-contracted. We don't have that many sections. Now we need to cancel contracts. That's a hard phone call to have. Part of the reason that we've come up with this contracting method is to minimize those opportunities to have to cancel a contract. Sometimes we have instructors that really get nervous and think, is it something that I've done as an instructor? Am I not good enough to teach online, or why, is so-and-so getting contracted before me? How we figure out contracts is it's a combination between student scores and also teaching group leader scores. Most of the time what we see is that our instructors are great instructors, and so the difference between number 10 and number 12, 13, 14, 15 in a group of 20 instructors is really very small. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can email us. There's several of us on the team, but the best way to get a hold of us is email olscheduling@byui.edu.
Is there anything else that we haven't covered that you'd like to say?
The interaction that I've had with instructors, I've been here 4 years, and I've done the scheduling. Now I oversee the scheduling, but I've been so impressed and thankful for the interactions that I've had with the instructors, and I say that very genuinely. Can't think of a better group of people and a more sincere group of people, and humble and willing to do whatever. I'm so thankful for our instructors and for the work ethic and the testimony that they bring, and just how great they are to work with.
Fascinating stuff, isn't it? It really impressed me how difficult it is for the people that work here to keep up with the growing institution. We hear about how BYU-Idaho is growing. We hear about how even the Lord is moving forward with his work, but sometimes it helps to see just how fast and how rapidly things are changing. And here we have the issue that even though we have plenty of qualified instructors, we still need more because we're growing that fast. I hope that you learn something from this. I hope that you can take away something that will help you either in your courses or in your experience as an instructor at BYU-Idaho. Keep learning, keep uplifting.